May 1st, 2023, Bali, Chiming Bay. A hotel worker knocks on the door of room 4223. There's no answer. When security enters, they find a young woman face down in a bathtub, lifeless, strangled, bruised, unmoving. Moments later in the hallway outside, a naked man, soaked in blood, is gasping his final breaths. His name is Chiming, a 25-year-old Chinese crypto millionaire. In the bathtub, his girlfriend, 22-year-old influencer Cheng Jianan. No witnesses, no survivors. Just a scene so violent yet mysterious, it immediately triggered global headlines, diplomatic scrutiny, and a wave of digital suspicion. Officially, a murder-suicide, but from the start, nothing felt right. So what really happened inside that luxury suite in paradise? And could the world of crypto, secrecy, and digital wealth have something to do with it? On the surface, Chiming was the picture of success. 25 years old, a self-made crypto millionaire, reportedly worth over $500 million. He didn't crave headlines, but his lifestyle did the talking. Private jets, road trips in Lamborghinis, a rotation of luxury villas from Thailand and Singapore. But Lee wasn't like most influencers in the crypto world. He rarely gave interviews, he never hosted trading webinars. His name didn't appear at blockchain summits. His wealth, tied to speculative meme coins and private over-the-counter deals, lived mostly off the radar. Undocumented, unverified, untaxed. Cheng Jianan was the opposite. A beauty and lifestyle influencer with over 300,000 followers. She shared skincare tutorials, travel reels, and luxury shopping hauls, with most of her content being filmed in high-end hotels, just like the one in Chiming Bay. Together they formed the kind of couple social media loves. Young and rich, but beneath the filters, cracks had started to form. He wasn't sleeping. He lost a big deal and started saying weird things about being followed and needing burner phones. Friends say Lee had become withdrawn. Others described him as paranoid. He stopped attending public events. He changed his phone numbers weekly. But behind the facade of wealth, there were signs of pressure, signs of something closing in. But no one predicted what would follow. Not the influencer community, not the crypto circles, not even those closest to them. Because in a world built on image, no one expects violence to come from behind the glass. And what happened in room 4223, no one could have predicted. April 30th, 2023. Cheng arrives at the Intercontinental Resort in Chiming, Bali. She checks in under her name, room 4223. Nothing seems unusual. She's polite, calm, carrying a designer bag. Staff note that she requested privacy. No housekeeping, no disturbances. Later that night, around 10:40 p.m., Lee is captured on hotel surveillance entering the lobby. He's carrying no luggage. He greets the concierge, signs no documents, and heads upstairs. Within minutes, he's in room 4223. That's the last time either of them would be seen alive. At 1:17 a.m., they order room service. Fruit, sparkling water, and 2 beers. The tray is delivered at 1:38 a.m. The staff member who delivered it told the investigators, quote, "They look normal, smiling, no sign anything was wrong." But just before dawn, that illusion was shattered. 6:32 a.m. Security footage shows the door to room 4223 crack open. A figure stumbles out, naked, staggering. It's Lee. He collapses face first on the carpet, bleeding heavily from his arms, neck, and chest. A nearby guest hears faint moaning, calls for help. Hotel staff rush upstairs. They find Lee gasping, semi-conscious, his body covered in deep cuts. Inside the bathroom, they find Cheng in the bathtub, strangled, drowned, no pulse. By the time emergency responders arrive, it's already too late. Both are pronounced dead at the scene. No signs of forced entry. No weapons found, except shards of a broken beer bottle. No third party on camera. But here's what puzzled investigators. Lee had over 20 wounds, some deep enough to sever muscle. No suicide, no clear motive, no history of violence. And yet, the police would call it open and shut. But in a world ruled by appearances, what happens when the evidence doesn't match the story? Within hours, police blocked off the hotel room floor. Room 4223 was sealed. Forensics moved in. The official version came swiftly. At a press conference, the district police chief addressed reporters. All evidence points to a murder-suicide. Mr. Lee strangled Miss Cheng, but ended his own life. They pointed to blood patterns, surveillance footage showing no one entering or leaving the room between midnight and dawn. And most importantly, there were no defensive wounds on Cheng. The theory? A domestic dispute turned fatal. Strangulation, drowning. Then Lee allegedly used broken bear balls to inflict over 20 wounds on himself, some deep enough to sever arteries. Police said he then crawled out of the room before collapsing. There were no fingerprints besides the couple's, no sign of forced entry, no other DNA. Open and shut, but something didn't sit right. Journalists in the room began asking questions. Why would a man with $500 million in crypto assets commit such a brutal public act of self-destruction with no note, no motive? Why did the self-inflicted injuries look clinical? And how does a man bleed that much and still manage to crawl down a hallway? The evidence was clear, but clarity is not the same as truth. Back in China, the internet lit up. On Weibo, a simple poll went viral. Do you believe the official version of events in Bali? 72% of respondents said no. Thousands of users began piecing together timelines, translating police statements, and reposting inconsistencies. Another poll of 36,000 users revealed something else. Over half said they would avoid traveling to Bali, not because of violence, but because of how authorities handled the aftermath. Skeptics pointed to the injuries. If Cheng was strangled, why was there no struggle? If Lee killed her, where was the motive? And why such excessive wounds, more than 20, if the goal was suicide? It just doesn't add up, said Chinese crime journalist Zhang Qiming on a live stream. We're expected to believe that this was spontaneous, but the scene looks staged. The Chinese consulate issued a rare public statement. They requested a transparent investigation and warned Bali officials. International scrutiny was inevitable. In forums, one theory emerged. What if Lee didn't act alone? What if someone else was in the room and the cameras never caught them? That suspicion gained traction after leaked chats revealed that Lee had recently pulled out of a high-stakes crypto deal, leaving behind angry partners and potential enemies. On the blockchain, transactions can be traced, but in a hotel room, sometimes the trail ends with two bodies. Lee was not your average crypto trader. By 25, he had amassed a portfolio reportedly worth over $500 million, fueled by speculative altcoins, meme coins, and shady over-the-counter deals. On the surface, just another self-made millionaire flaunting a jet-set lifestyle. But behind the curtain was something darker. In private Telegram circles, Lee's name surfaced in connection with various pump and dump schemes and anonymous token launches. But one name kept recurring: the JY Group. The JY Group wasn't a company, not in a legal sense. It was a loose syndicate of crypto brokers, traders, and suspected money launderers, operating across Hong Kong, Singapore, and Dubai. According to reports cited in Rotten Mango's investigation, the group specializes in washing dirty crypto through a series of clean, over-the-counter deals, shell companies, and high-volume token swaps. A leak from a Hong Kong-based exchange revealed an internal message flagged by compliance. Client, LCM 25. Moving 8-figure volumes, routing through JY pipelines. High risk, no KYC. LCM is believed to be Lee Chiming. Blockchain data reviewed by Chainalysis shows one of Lee's wallets transferred over $42 million just 48 hours before his death, through a sequence of mixers and wallets previously tied to the JY Group's laundering networks. This wasn't retail trading. This was institutional-grade money laundering, the kind that's only necessary when someone's watching or someone's threatening. And Lee? He was reportedly pulling out. A text message surfaced in the Telegram group just days before Bali. Too many middlemen. Too many eyes. I'm out. The message was deleted 15 minutes later. Was room 4223 the fallout of a deal gone wrong, or a final warning to anyone thinking of crossing the invisible hands behind the JY Group? As news of the death spread, so did the theories. On crypto forums, Telegram groups, and dark corners of Reddit, one question echoed: what really happened in room 4223? Some claimed it was simple, a private fight gone tragically violent. Others suggested something far more calculated. Lee's sudden exit from the high-stakes crypto deal just weeks earlier didn't go unnoticed. Chainalysis confirmed $42 million was moved across private wallets and coin mixers just 48 hours before the Bali trip. That's not routine trading, that's exit behavior. Criminologist Dr. May Hall, speaking to CCTV, said, "If you look at the wound patterns, they're atypical for self-harm. The cuts are precise, almost too controlled. If staged, this would take preparation and possibly assistance."
These weren't signs of self-harm. These were signs of torture.
Speculation also turned to surveillance gaps. While the hallway cameras show no third party entering the suite, there was no footage inside room 4223. Critics noted that the room's balcony offered access via the adjacent suite, a detail never mentioned in the police summary. Cybersecurity expert Edward Zhao weighed in. If you're trying to stage a domestic dispute, you leave behind ambiguity. You make sure the official version sounds just plausible enough, but never airtight. Then there's the message theory. Was this murder-suicide narrative a smokescreen? A warning for others thinking of crossing the wrong people in an unregulated industry where billions move in silence? This wasn't just a tragedy. It was a story scrubbed clean of witnesses, and when the blood dries, all that's left are blockchain records, unanswered questions, and a silence that feels strategic. The deeper you follow the money, the cleaner it becomes. Not every crime leaves a fingerprint. Some just leave a gap. The murder-suicide ruling didn't just raise eyebrows. It shook Bali's image. Weibo polls show over half of Chinese respondents reconsidered travel to Indonesia. Travel influencers canceled trips, bookings dropped. Local businesses in Jimbaran, restaurants, boutiques, tour operators reported sudden declines. One hotel owner reported, "This wasn't just about safety, it was about trust and how fast it vanished." The ripple effect was immediate, because when paradise becomes a crime scene, even the illusion of safety can disappear overnight. Chiming and Cheng Jianan live lives most people only scroll past. Rich, young, beautiful, and untouchable. But beneath the gloss of filters and fortunes was a world most people never see, where untraceable money flows faster than facts, and danger doesn't knock, it checks in. Their deaths didn't just end two lives. They exposed the fragile architecture of trust behind digital wealth, influencer fame, and the illusion of control. Was it a personal tragedy? A professional hit? A message? We may never know. But what's clear is this: in the age of decentralization, what we can't see can still kill us. And behind every sunrise, there may be a fall no one can predict. Thank you for watching. If you want more stories at the intersection of true crime, crypto, and finance, like and subscribe. Because in this new economy, the greatest risk might not be losing everything, it might be thinking you're untouchable.